If it's your first time coming here, welcome. I hope that you like what you see and then you become a permanent resident of the channel. Why am I talking like that? Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rufaro and this is Work It Out with Rufaro. On this channel we talk about all things entrepreneurship, personal finances, how to make money online, side hustles, personal development, and just overall becoming a better version of yourself. I know I haven't shown my face in these streets in quite some time. I hope that you're excited to see me. And if you see me for the first time, hey, hi, what's up, how you doing? I'm really excited about today's video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the Zoho Commerce. I'm going to be taking you through how you can launch your own online store using Zoho Commerce. So this is basically just going to be a tutorial for someone who wants to know how to do that by themselves. I'm anticipating that this video is going to be long, so I will put timestamps on this video and you can check them out in the video description so that you can just skip to the parts that you're most interested in. If you're just getting to know what Zoho Commerce is and if you've never heard about it, Zoho Commerce is an online platform where you can design and launch your own online store. It comes with awesome and amazing templates that you can use to kickstart and just get your creative juices going so that you can launch an awesome online store. So Zoho Commerce does give you all the tools that you need to build a website. You can accept orders, you can track your inventory, you can process payments, manage shipping, manage your entire brand in terms of the marketing aspect of it, and it also gives you really great analytics that you can then use to analyze how your business is performing. What I like about Zoho Commerce is the fact that it's so easy to use, it's so simple to set up, and it's a really great alternative to other online store platforms such as Shopify, Ecommerce, and WooCommerce. So you can really get started on the go, and it has amazing features which I believe that you might actually find interesting if you give it a go. So for you to get started, all you have to do is click the link that I've put for you in the description box so that you can get started with Zoho. What I like about Zoho Commerce is the fact that their pricing is really not that crazy, because you only pay $27 per month, which is slightly less than what you'd pay with Shopify, which is $29 per month, excluding VAT and all the transaction fees that come with using a Shopify account. And with Zoho Commerce, you're paying $27 US. And if you're paying in rands, well, I'm in South Africa, so I'll definitely be talking about rands. You would pay around 400 rands per month. The starter package is something that I would recommend for someone who's still starting out, and it gives you all the basic features that you need to quickly start and launch your online store. And what I also like about Zoho Commerce is that it gives you a 30-day free trial as compared to Shopify, which gives you a 14-day trial. If you'd like to get started and sign up and get your 30-day free trial, all you have to do is use the link that I've put for you in the description. And when you click that link, you'll get an interface like this, where you have to put your company name. You can always change this. You put your email address, your password, your phone number, the country that you're in, and of course your state, and then just agree to the terms and conditions, and then you sign up. So I am going to create a dummy account so that I can take you through the tutorial. So this is not an actual business, an actual website, but I will take you through the basic fundamentals of what you need to do when you're setting up your Zoho Commerce account. When you've managed to create your account, this will be one of the first pages that you will see after accepting your terms and condition. All you have to do is click Let's Begin. So the basic setup in terms of how you're setting up your online store is similar to if you're using Ecommerce or Shopify. They will ask you a series of questions that you just need to answer so that you can get started with your account. So are you selling it? And at this point in time, you can just say, I sell offline if you're already selling. What is your annual revenue? I'm just going to put less than $1,000 US. Total count of the products you sell, less than 100. What are you planning to sell on the website? Whether it's health, beauty, or fashion. For this particular store, I'll be creating a beauty brand called Maya Hair and Beauty. It's not an actual brand, it's something that I've just created off the bat. And then you click next. So you can skip these steps, but I always think it's important to do so, as it also helps the platform to be able to gather information that helps them to be able to give you the best service and support possible. So the name of my store is My Hair and Beauty. I'm just going to be copying and pasting right here, and then we're just going to put a phone number and the currency for South Africa, as I'm based in South Africa, which is the ZAR, the South African Rand. Okay, and it'll give you an option to choose a list of templates. What I like about these templates is that they're so easy to use. Like, you already have one if you're going to be launching a bridal boutique, if you're doing home decor, if you're selling accessories, fashion accessories. So I'm just going to pick a really cute template right now so that we can just sort of quickly customize it and get it started. And always keep in mind that you can always change the template even when you've published your store. And if you don't like how the store is coming out and you're thinking a different template can sort of make your product stand out, then that's fine. So I'm doing a beauty product, so I'm just going to choose this one because it has the beauty elements that I'm looking for. It'll help me sell my products the way that I want to sell them. So the Zoho Commerce dashboard is really just so easy to use and very easy to navigate. Like any other dashboard, you just need to give yourself time to sort of just understand it. So on your left panel, you have your dashboard here. You'll have your orders, your products, your categories, your collections, your settings, your reports, your site builder, which is what we're going to be going through, and your site settings in terms of how you want to set up your site. And then when you're ready to publish, you can just click this button here so that you can publish your site. And then let's get started. So the first thing that we would like to do is just sort of start adding products, because we've already put the name of the store, which is Maya Hair and Beauty, which you can see right here. So we're just going to start adding products. So I'm just going to quickly copy and paste some of the products that I already have. And you can also easily import products if you already have them either on a CSV file or you already have them saved somewhere. But right now at this point, I'm just going to do it manually for someone who's just starting from scratch. All right, so I'm just going to put the title here. I'm just going to be quickly adding products. I think I'll add maybe 3 or 4 products and you can just see what I'm doing at this point in time. All right, so the selling price, we're just gonna put 300 Rand here, 250 here. And you can enter your SKU if you'd like to use it just for you to help you to maintain your inventory, which is something that other people. And you can hide the product if you're not yet ready to show it. And you can also then use this toggle here so that as soon as you save the product, it can then be shown into the store. And you can create categories for the particular product. And this is mascara. I'm just going to create a new category and call it mascara. And then click OK here. All right. And then we're just going to put information here. So for your product description, you can put as much information as you need. And I always recommend people just to take time on this particular part because it also helps with your website ranking and it helps people with their decision making in terms of how they view the product. It helps people just to understand the product better so that they can make better decisions. So I'm just going to copy and paste the product description here. And if you'd like to enter more product details in terms of its functionality, I think I'm just going to remove this how to apply part here and put it here where it says product details. And this will also be displayed on the product page. And if you scroll down, if you'd like to use it, if you'd like to track the inventory for this, then you just take care. If you don't want to track inventory, then you can just disable. But it's always good to track inventory, particularly if you're not drop shipping and you already have physical stock, so that you always know how many you have. So I'm just going to put quantity of 5 here. And then if you'd like to restrict purchases, particularly for those who maybe want to buy in bulk, and you just want to make sure that there are enough products to go around for your customers, you can toggle the option here. And then you can specify that you can only get a minimum number of quantities of 2, for example, and people cannot buy less than that. And if someone wants to buy 5 and you only allow for 3, then they won't be allowed to do so. And you can just manage the quantity restrictions for each purchase. And if you like reminders in terms of when you say I've got low stock, so right now I've put the quantity as 5, but let's say the stock gets to 2 or they immediately like to get a notification, so which helps me to sort of prepare for restocking. Okay, so you have your different identifiers which you can use. You can use your ISBN, your UPC, AN, and your MPN. These are some of the identifiers that you can then use when you are trying to identify your product, even during your inventory or when you're about to order products as well. All right, so I'm just going to upload the product images that I already have saved here. I only have 2, but I always recommend putting at least 5 images, which is what I've already done with my own online store, because it gives people different angles of which they can view the product from, and helps them and motivates them to sort of make a better purchasing decision. Okay, so if you want to create attributes in terms of variants, let's say this comes in different colors, or there are different attributes to it, maybe one is vegan and one is not vegan, then you can add attributes here. I could add a different attribute and just call it color, right? And then if you want to put options, then you can put blue, then you click enter, and then you can put red. This is maybe in terms of packaging, and these automatically become they just become the different attributes in terms of the options that people can choose when they are now looking at your product. And then you click OK. Okay, and then because at this point in time we've already put that we've got a quantity of 5 for blue, then you also need to put a new quantity for the red. Let's just say we've got 10 red, and it's also going for the same price of 300 Rand. So in terms of your SEO, you're also able to put all your SEO information here, which will help in terms of your website ranking on platforms such as Google. And it's always good to put in the correct information. That sort of helps Google to better understand your website page and the products that you're selling, and so that it ranks better on Google. So in my particular case, I'm just going to put the same product's name and some keywords, which is not what you're supposed to do. You just need to make sure that you take time or get an expert to help you with your SEO optimization. So I'm just going to be adding information just randomly. Just make sure that you do it correctly. I think I've mentioned this before. All right, okay, that's fine. Okay, so next you have your specifications. So you can create specifications to add to your product. You can create specifications from the settings page, and then I'll show you how to do that as we go on. So when you scroll up, you can see that there's this toggle here that says show in store. I've mentioned this before. Then you can either decide whether you want to make sure this product is active or not. And now we're going to go to the tags. So for your tags, they also help in terms of SEO ranking, and they also help your customers that are going to be going through your website, just to make sure that they're able to find the products that they need easily. And you can also then decide if you've got multiple brands on your website, you can then add them as well. For this account, it's a free account, so I can only add one brand. And then if your product qualifies for return, you can then toggle this one to activate it. When it's green like this, it means it's active, and then if it's deactivated, it will be grayed out. So you can decide if the product can be returned or not, because there are some products that you can't return, such as underwear. But in my case, this is just beauty products, so I am going to make sure that customers are able to return if they wish to do so, if they're not happy with the product for whatever reason. And then next, if your product is on sale, you can then activate this toggle as well, so that the on sale badge will appear on the product page as well as on the product thumbnail and on the product preview. Then in terms of tags, I'll show you how to do that as well as we proceed. And this is how our product is done. So we've put in our title, and we've put in our product description. We've put in additional information in the product details box. And this information will help our customers be able to better understand the product that we're selling. We've also managed to activate inventory, and we've also managed to add the different product images that we have. And then in terms of the variations that we do have the blue and red variation. In terms of the SEO, we've managed to take a look at that. So in terms of the variations, you can edit each of them. So I'm going to edit the blue one. So remember, we had the blue and the red mascara options. So you can put in the selling price, you can put in the retail price. So now we're just going to decide on the images that we want to use. For the blue, if you'd like to activate, you can just select the product. You can select the image that you'd like to be used to preview. Then you can also go on and just add in the dimensional weights. And if you're someone who's very familiar with regards to how shipping is done for products, some products are shipped and then the shipping costs are calculated either by the weight or by the volume matrix, which is your width, height, and length. So I'm just going to go ahead and just add that information for my product. And now what we can do is that you also still have options in terms of your inventory tracking, and then your product identifiers. We've spoken about these before, and these will help you now when you're doing your inventory, and you're also when you're doing your accounting or your ordering process. So when you're now editing your images, you can then decide to say, okay, I'm going to change the images. So right now I'm just going to change and put the correct image for the red option for the mascara, and I've uploaded the information. Now I'm just going to save. All right, so once you've managed to save a product, you immediately get another page where it'll actually prompt you to add more products, and I'm just going to go ahead and quickly do that. So you might not see this entire process, which is fine, but you will be able to see the end result as I add the different products that I have onto the website so that you can then see them. So the next thing is on the categories. So we've already created categories as we were creating products. That's like what we did with the mascara. And right now you can also click the blue button here to add a new category if the category that you'd like to add that is not already there, and then you can save that information if you want to. All right, so in terms of the categories, you can create subcategories. All you have to do is just select the category that you want to the right, just drag it to the right, and then it will automatically become a child. So it becomes a subcategory. Like right now, lipstick is now a subcategory of mascara. Then just to put it back to where it was to be a main category, and you can drag them up and down if you want to change the different categories in terms of their order. The next, under collections, you're able to add a collection. If you click the blue button there, you can create on any of the collections that you want. With beauty products, you can have a collection for skincare, you can have a collection for makeup, you can have a collection for foot creams, you can have a collection for hand creams, you can have a collection for hair products, whatever you decide. So I'm just going to be randomly adding information here so that you can just see how it sort of comes out. So you can add your collection information, the description, your SEO information, which then helps as well with your SEO ranking. Then you can decide whether you want to add products manually or based on filters. So you can drag and drop the products into this particular section, or you can just click that little plus sign and then manually select the products that you want. So for this collection that I've created, it's for makeup. So I'm just going to add in the lipstick and the mascara. And these are the two products that I'm going to be putting in this collection. And then if you want to do it based on filters, you can also do that, and you can decide how you want to then create a collection. I'm just going to save. All right, so now we've got two collections. We've got all products, which has all the products that we have, and then the makeup collection, which has the mascara and the lipstick. And you can edit each of those by clicking the little pencil icons that you can see there, and you can add all the information that you require for that collection that properly describes what the collection is about, as well as the SEO information, the description, the keywords, the title. This is just basically the whole 9 yards, just to make sure that in terms of Google ranking and in terms of search engine optimization, all the stuff is done properly. And you can also sort the products that you want in terms of how you want the products to appear on the website. If you want the products to be sorted from A to Z, and then if you want to filter the products based on specifics, so you can either filter them according to title, price, brand, or tags. In this case, I'm just going to use tags. And then if it's according to price, you can just say if the price is more than 100 rands, then it should appear in this particular collection. Then if you want to then have filters by tag, you can do that. And then you can just decide based on the product tags that you've already been saving as you were creating your products, right? So these are the products that we have in this collection, and you can save and preview that tag. So I'm just going to quickly add 3 tags with regards for this particular selection. So I've added the tag for makeup, and I'm also going to add a tag for the lipstick. And I think I'm going to add the third one, just to make sure that we just get a bit of variety in there. Okay, that's fine. Let's just leave it at this and then save the preview so that we've got 2 tags just to give us a bit of variety. So now we've got 2 collections for all products and another one for your makeup. So this is how you create your collections. All right, so now we're just going to go back and click the dashboard icon. So we've done the products. Now we're going to set our tax information like I said before. If you're collecting tax with its VAT, so if your products if you want to price your products including the VAT, then you just toggle that. And when it's green, it's enabled. When it's disabled, it means it's not active. And then in terms of your taxes, if you've got taxing for shipping rates, you can do that as well. For us, I'm just going to activate the tax because we've got VAT in South Africa. Then from thereafter, for South Africa, I'm just going to put in our VAT, which is 15%. And if you've got taxes for different states, depending on your country and the tax laws that you have, you can then also activate those options. Then if you've got taxes by category, if you want to collect your tax by category, then you can do that. So I'm just going to click save. So this is how our tax information looks like, very simple. Then we're now going to go and click tax rates so that you can just see the tax rates that we have. So you can add more to tax rates if you'd like, depending on your country laws as well. So now we're going to go back to the dashboard, and now we're going to select our payment gateways. So as with regards to Zoho Commerce, there are different multiple gateways, payment gateways that you can integrate with. You can integrate with PayPal, Stripe, to checkout, and you've got multiple options that you can then use. For us in South Africa here, the one that would make the most sense would be to just activate offline payment methods, because for Stripe, you need to have a US account, and I've already done a video on how to register a country within the United States. You can do that. You can also have a PayPal account, because you can also do that with FNB here in South Africa. It's really up to you if you want to do that. For other countries that are within Europe, or if you're in the US, Canada, or the United Kingdom, these options should be very easy for you to sort of get your hands on and just sort of activate. So at this point in time, I'm just going to put in offline payments, which means that there won't be any online payments that can be done through the website, and it's very easy to set up, and that is what I'm going to set up right now. So for your offline payments, your customers can either pay cash on delivery, they can do bank transfers. If you're in Zimbabwe, it probably could be EcoCash. If you are in Kenya, it could be M-Pesa. Whatever other option that you have that is offline, that is what you can then come and set up here. So for now, I'm just going to set up COD, which is cash on delivery, so that when my customers purchase on the website, they pay me cash. So I can then decide if I want to have a minimum eligible amount, to say that if we're going to have a cash on delivery, then the total amount of the order or the value of the product should be this amount. So this is just basically the value of the order. And you can put in minimum eligible amount, you can put a maximum eligible amount, then you can put additional charges if you have, whether they are bank charges, transaction charges, transport costs, shipping costs, packaging costs, whatever you need to do. And then you can also restrict this depending on shipping zones. And right now there's only one zone which is there, which is the domestic shipping. If you've got any other zones that you would like to add to this, then you can have the same setup. Then we just save the changes that we have. So this is what you can use in terms of your payment options. So we're just going to go back and click on the dashboard. And then now we're going to edit our organization profile. This is very simple, but all we're just doing is just making sure that all the information that we used when we were signing up and registering on the platform is already there. And then you can see that our phone number is there, the company name is there, and this is what appears. Remember, when you first logged in, when you were signing up, this is the information that we chose, and this information that we put, and this is how it is. If you have a fiscal year, for us, I'm just going to put March to February. So your fiscal year is your financial year. If you're operating January to February or February to January, whichever way, you can also then add your specific weight dimensions across the website to say, how do you want the matrix to be measured? For us here in South Africa, or for me anyway, I'm just going to put grams, and you can do that for centimeters, depending whatever it is. You can put in your company registration information, you can put your tax ID, and then you just save. Then the next thing, remember we said you can always edit the templates, and this is where you can edit them. Now we're going to take it our shipping rate. So now we only have standard shipping, which is the default option that is there. So you can go ahead and edit that by just clicking the little pencil icon that is there. And you can label this shipping name standard shipping, whatever shipping that you want. So I'm just going to change my estimated delivery date to 3 to 10 business days. And you can also edit or put a custom rate if you want. If you then want to put the custom rate based on cart value, cart quantity, or cart weight, you can then do that. Then you'll need to put in the minimum and maximum options that can actually be considered for that particular value, whether it's the cart value, cart quantity, or cart weight. And then you obviously then have to put in the rate. So for me, I'm just going to say, for example, if the cart value is 600, the cart value must be between 600 and 1,000 rands. And then you can then put in the rate per item if it's cart quantity. Then if it's cart weight, then you can put in rate per unit. If each rate is set up by unit as grams. And then for us, I'm just going to use a flat rate because it's very simple. Then I'm going to put a flat rate of 100 rands to say wherever you are delivering for the standard shipping, 3 to 10 business days at 100 rands. So you can now add your shipping zones if you want, right? If you've got different areas or regions that you ship to. So in this particular case, I'm just going to add this shipping zone and call it outside Gauteng. So for me, I'm based in South Africa and I'm based in Gauteng, which is a province in South Africa. And I can decide to add other states here. So outside South Africa, I can put whichever state that I want, whichever province that I want, if I'm going to be providing services, delivery services for that particular area, so that I can then be able to calculate the cost that I want. And then if you want to ship only to specific zip codes, you can do that. And then you can also decide if you want to add additional regions. And then if you want to be shipping according to specific shipping zones, then you can do that and you can select. So for example, if you've got zip codes to say that I can only ship to this specified zip code. So if you want to ship to zip codes that start with 900, you put 900 with an asterisk like this. If you want to ship to shipping zones that start with maybe 90753 and then an additional character, you then put a question mark at the end like so. If you want to ship to shipping zones that were within a specific range, then you need to set it up like this. So for now, for example, I'm just going to put a shipping range that I only shipping to areas that have zip codes that are between 700 and 950, and you need to separate the zip codes within a comma. You need to separate the zip codes with a comma for it to be saved. So I'm not going to keep this particular region. I'm just going to save my information here and there. So now you've got your two shipping zones. You've got domestic shipping, which is standard shipping for Gauteng. Then you've got outside shipping for outside Gauteng shipping, which are for areas that are outside the province. Now you need to add the shipping rate for that shipping zone. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to call it outside Gauteng. This shipping name will then be displayed at checkout. So you need to make sure that you put in what you want your customers to know. And I'm just going to put an EDT of 8 business days. I'm just going to make sure that the shipping rate is active. Have options to have put in a flat rate or a custom rate. I'm putting a flat rate of 200 Rand. Then I'm going to save. And this is how it would look like. So now I've got 2 shipping zones. And my information is, okay, I just need to make sure that we put in the correct information that will be displayed at checkout. So at checkout, I'm going to put in 8 business days so that my customers are aware what the 8 is for. Just like what we have for our standard shipping, which is 3 to 10 business days. All right. So this is how our shipping zones will look like. And this is how our shipping rates will look like. We've got flat rates. So the next thing is we're going to go back to our dashboard and just going to show what we've done so far. We've done our products, we've done our taxes, we've done our payment options, we've done our store information. You still have options to edit the templates if you don't like it as we go on. Then we've done our shipping. The next thing what we're going to do is go to our settings, or that are on the left hand on the panel. From thereafter, you can see all these options that you have that can help you to be able to better customize your website. From the payment gateways to the shipping carriers to the currencies to any price list that you have. If you've got any product filters, you can also customize that. If you've got coupons that you'd like to add with your store, this is where you'll be able to generate that. If you've got if you want to generate a buy button link that you can embed, or buy button code that you can embed on a blog, whatever it is, then you can do all of that here. So you still have quite a lot in terms of options that you can then take a look at and be able to set up in your settings. And you can also configure your social media profiles. You can configure your website menu. I'm just going to quickly just show you how to do that. Right now, we already have the home, the store, the contact, and the terms and conditions. I'm just going to add a new menu item here. So the menu item that I'm going to add right now will be shipping terms, right? And then you can select whether this is going to be based on a collection. On the left hand side, you can see the different options there, or it's going to be a page. It's really up to you. Then we're just going to save how this menu item is going to be linked. All right, so once you've managed to do that, you can go ahead and publish so that now you can start visually seeing what you've done so far on your website. And then at this point in time, I'm not purchasing a domain for this particular project. So I'm just going to use the Zoho Commerce domain, which is zohocommerce.com. So my website would then become mayahairandbeauty.zohocommerce.com, and then I can proceed to publish that domain. All right, so once we've done that, then you'll be able to see how your website looks like. So at this point in time, we've managed to sort of finish the most basic in terms of setup for the website, and we've already published the store. So now you can click view store to see what we've done so far. And this is how our website looks. This is just the template that we chose. We haven't even began to edit any of the elements. All the products that we've added are right here. This product doesn't have an image, so I just need to go back and then put an image for that particular product. So we added 5 products. These are the different elements that you can change on your website, and this is the layout, and I can go around and play with that. All right, so now we can go back and click our product so that we can just make sure that the product that we have that doesn't have an image has the correct image for that particular product. And adding products is so simple. As you can see, all I'm just doing really is just putting in information that I already have, and I already have my images saved, so I'm just going to upload and then quickly save that. All right, okay, so now we're going to our site builder. This is where we're going to be able to navigate and then just drag and drop and click so that we can add the different elements and layout to our website. So all these elements that you can see are editable, from the banner to your logos to the menu to the colors to the layout to the font. All these elements and these different sections can be edited. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to change that logo. So I'm going to click that top icon there. I'm just going to quickly upload the logo that we want for Maya Hair and Beauty, and then I'm going to save that. All right, and then once it pops up, you can readjust the size and put the size that you want so that it displays whichever format that you want, whichever size and layout that you want. All right, so when you click your change logo, this is how you can do it. You can always go back and change the logo if you don't like the one that you have, because I already have 2 colors for this particular logo, so you can do the same. All right, so in terms of our banner is very straightforward. All you have to do is just click the element and then click and you've got options to either change the different slides. This is a sliding banner. You can change the different layouts that you have. You can either center it, you can upload a new image and change that banner image. That's what I'm going to do at this point. Just going to quickly change that banner image so that we can just start customizing it. So you can, from this point in time, decide whether you want to center the banner, whether you want the banner to cover the entire element, or you want it to be small, if you want to change the background color, if you want the banner to have a different banner for the tablet and the mobile version, you can click add an image here for the tablet and for the mobile version as well. And this is what our banner looks like. So we can edit all this information. I am just going to go ahead and change all this information behind the scenes and just show you how it's going to look like. But at this point in time, I'm also going to show you what the website is capable of doing. When you have an element, you can either decide to hide it, to say, I don't want this element to show on mobile view. I just want it to show on desktop, or vice versa. So you can add the different products. This is a collection. Remember, I've got 2 collections, the all products collection and the makeup collection. You can add those products. You can edit the products as well and rearrange them whichever way you want. And then these are the different elements that you have. You've got this element here, this section which already has customer reviews. So the layouts actually give you an idea of what you can do with your website to make sure that it pops and to make sure that the next person can be able to use it easily, and gives you ideas on what you can do with your website. So now I'm going through to the footer. As you can see, all these elements, you can edit them and you can link them. You can link the mobile number. You can have your social icons right there. You can play around and then change these different elements and formats if you're not happy with them. And it's very simple. All right. So as I'm scrolling up now, what you can see is that I'm going to just start playing around with the elements. So at this point in time, I'm just going to show you what elements are, because I keep talking about elements, right? So you have an option like this which says add elements. So these are all elements: buttons, carousels, containers, dividers, images, text, all those are elements. So you can decide so you can use any of these elements to sort of have a different and unique layout for your website, whatever information that you want to select. I'm just going to choose one that has an image and a text so that I can put some information right there about the brand, about the product, about the company, whatever it is that you decide in terms of how you want to be able to push your product and how you want to be able to design your website. All right, so now I've just changed this image and I can resize it. And whenever you upload any image or icon, you still have the alt text option, which helps you with your SEO, so that if anyone then searches for information that is related to your product or the things that you're actually pushing on your website, the SEO information will help, the alt text will help, so that Google can actually be able to understand, search engine can be able to understand what your image is about. And you can also decide whether you want to hide the products and disable them so that they don't show on mobile view or tablet view. It's up to you. If you want to link the image to a specific page on the website or to redirect your customers somewhere else, you can do that. If you want to put a caption, you can do that as well. If you want to put any sort of text information for that particular image, you can do that. So you have different options in terms of what you can do with regards to just being able to change the layout. So I'm just going to quickly resize this image because I don't want it to be too large. Then you can see how it sort of comes out at the end. All right, so the information that we're just going to be putting is something that I'm going to be copying and pasting. Don't worry, I'm not going to be doing this throughout the tutorial, but there will be elements where I'll just show you how to quickly do something. But for most of it, you'll be able to then see the end result. I'm just going to show you what the website is capable of, what the platform is capable of. All right, so I always like to work and save, which sort of helps to make sure that I don't lose any work should anything happen. And for each of the elements, right now we're going to be looking at our text. You can change the font names if you've got a font design that you like. If the font that you like is not there, all you have to do is click add font. As long as it is a Google font, be able to find it in the system, in the platform, and then you can be able to decide which font that you want. So you can see there are multiple fonts that are not showing right now on the website, on the site builder, but they're definitely there and they're supported within Zoho Commerce. And just select the ones that you want, and then you can be able to use those particular fonts. And you can resize your fonts in terms of the size that you want. And you can have different designs, whether you want to put it in italics, whether you want to underline the text, whether you want to link the text to a particular page, or whether you want to redirect it. It's really up to you. You can decide how you want to be able to sort of manipulate and play around and customize these elements. And you can also remove the links that you have. If you want, you can also add what are called anchors, so that if anyone then clicks something on any other page on the website and you want them to be redirected to this particular element, it will do so. And you can change your color palettes, you can change your font colors, and this is something that you can do individually for all the elements and also at a global level if you just want to change that. And I'll show you how to do that with the visual editor. All right, so this is how you do it. The next thing I want to show you is how to add a section. So sections are just different formats or layouts on your website, and the sections can be headings, they can be images, they can be icons, they can be newsletter formats, they can be blog formats, they can be accordions, carousels, Google Maps, tabs, whichever way you want. So I'm just going to show you what the headings, a lot of layout looks like. And you've got gives you different layouts, the images layouts. If you've got CVs, if you've got one of the corporate information that you want to put there, if you have different icons, if you want to have a newsletter sort of box design, if you want to have boxed containers that have different elements, which are your images and text, if you want to have tabs, if there are different things that you want to push on your website. So you can see the different layout options that you can sort of play around with to be able to customize your website whichever way you want, as well as, you know, going as far as even adding the Google map to your website. All right, and you can also add elements. We've spoken about those before. We're not going to spend time there. Then in terms of apps, you've got Zoho Bookings, Instagram, you've got a comment box and social share, which you can integrate with this. Then if you want to create a form for any part of your website, you can do that here. Then I'll show you when you're doing that for the contact us page. Then if you want to add new collections, you can also do it from this particular interface. Right now we only have 2 collections, all products and makeup. Then if you want to be sort of going around and playing around with your products and you want to see the products that you have, then you can just sort of add the element with the product. So this is what you can use to sort of create and customize the layout that you want with either the elements or the different sections. So you've got ample options and ideas. Now we're going to go to the visual editor, which sort of helps you to be able to edit your website at a more high level sort of approach. So it's just looking at more like a global approach, if I can say that. I think that's the easiest way to sort of describe that. The visual editor actually allows you to be able to customize your presets, which your presets include the font that you want to be used across the website, the color palettes that you want to be used across the website, if there are any links or any formats that you want, the button colors mainly, and any values that you want. So you're just looking at your presets. And then you can also just sort of customize most of the elements that you'd like here. From your blog, you can customize the default blog design that you want for your website using the visual editor. As you're playing around with the options, you can actually see your website changing. Like right now, I just changed the main heading color to black. And I can also decide to change the font if I want. Then if I want to say for each and every heading, these are the options that I want. I can decide to sort of have the best heading style that I want. Right now, our heading style is left aligned. I can change that to put it and make it centered. And immediately you'll see what the results look like. Then if you don't like it, you can just put it back to sort of the way that it was, right? And then you also have your options to be able to have either a floating header, or if you want a fixed header or a transparent header. If you want to put social icons as floaters on that particular header, you can do that. If you don't want to show your logo in mobile, you've got options as well to be able to customize that. And you can customize your banner in terms of how you want your default layout to look. Do you want full width? Do you want box? Do you want full screen? If you want to customize your blog, I spoke about this, which is the specific blog layout that you want for your website. You can also design all this from the visual editor. And if you want to look at your blog in terms of the posts themselves, how you want the layout to look like, your product list, how do you want your products to be displayed, and you can immediately see how that works. So now I'm going to go to the contact us page, which I just want to be able to edit here. All right, so I just want to show you how to quickly create a form. And okay, first of all, let's just take a look at what we have here. Right now, we already have the Google map, which is already showing you in terms of where you can actually be able to change that. If you don't like that element, you can always remove it and put something else, right? And then now I'm just going to add a new section where we're going to create a contact form. So I'm going to name this contact form Contact Us. I think it's easier to remember. And then adding a form and creating the design is very simple. This is mainly a drag and drop sort of setup. So you drag right to be able to move the fields that you want into the box. And that immediately is how you build your form. All right, so everything that you're going to be dragging, you put it in the box. So I'm just going to drag the name because I want to be able to collect the name. I'm going to collect the first name. I'm going to collect the last name, which is your surname. I'm going to be able I want to collect the email, and then I want to collect the phone number. I want to collect the country, and I think that's really about it. I also want to collect a little box where someone can put in information. So I'll just put it multi-line so that someone can write an entire paragraph. So a single line means that someone can only write a sentence. Multi-line, someone can write an entire story in that box. All right, then I can change the labels in terms of how I want them to appear on the website. So now I'm going to be renaming the multi-line to description, which is what customers will see when they visit the contact page. Then I'm also going to change in the field link name. Then from thereafter, I can also then decide if I want to make any of these mandatory, right? So I can just go and also change the names, the labels, the links, whatever I want. Then I can also then decide if I want to make any of these options mandatory. So you just click the mandatory field there if you want to make sure that they are mandatory. And whichever field is mandatory will immediately have a little red asterisk that you can see there. And what else am I going to make mandatory? I think it's just the name and the last name. I guess you can also make the email mandatory just in case someone doesn't leave a phone number. We still need an email address for us to be able to get back to them, right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Then I can also add terms and conditions if I want, considering that there's GDPR and there's POPI here in South Africa. You need to be compliant, and it would be good to put those type of terms conditions and then have people read them out and accept the terms and conditions so that you are GDPR and POPI compliant as well. So once you've done that, you can immediately see how your form is going to look like. You can always drag these fields up and down if you want to change in the order in terms of how they appear, but this is basically how you do it. And I'm just going to quickly save this because we are done with the form. So this is how our contact form looks like. Very simple, very basic. If you want other designs, there is an application called Zoho Forms that also gives you that. The next thing that we're going to do is to add a new page. I want to add an About Us page. So I'm just going to scroll up there and click Pages so that I can add a new page. So it's Pages, then Add Page to create a new page, to add a new page. So the page that we're creating is the About Us page, where I'm going to put in a bit more information about the company and what it is that we do. And you also have options to be able to edit the SEO page title. You can add your keywords in the SEO description. Then you can also add an image for your social preview, just in case someone shares that page either on a blog or on social media on Facebook. There will be an image that sort of comes up with the preview on the link, and you can decide if they want to have a banner on this particular page. You can put in codes if you have any custom codes that you want. Then the next thing that we're going to do is just to sort of preview our website and see how it looks like. I'm just going to go to site settings so that now I can just show you the other options that you have. So on your site settings, you also have options that you can use to set up your logo, any preferences that you have. If you want to create a member portal, which is more like of your customer portal, that if you want customers to be able to sign up in and be able to view their order details, they can do that. So once you've managed to look at all of that, you'll see that when you've published your website, you immediately get a dashboard like this one that shows you that the number of orders that you've made within a particular day, during the course of the week, the month, and you get your pie charts so that you can be able to see the different order statuses, which orders are pending, complete, which orders have been declined, which have been cancelled. You can see your shipping status for the different orders that you have, which orders have got pending status, which ones have been returned, delivered. And you can also see, just from a bird's eye view, which products are now low in terms of stock. Do you have any abandoned products or abandoned carts? You can see that at this point. You can also see your top selling products. You can see your unique visitors in terms of how many people have been able to visit your website over a period of time. And this for me is just really great because you're seeing quite a lot of information just from the dashboard without really having to go deep into the analytics of the website. And this already helps you to be able to see how your website is performing and what you can be doing at this point in time to be able to improve your services, to improve your processes, and to improve your overall customer experience. And from here, you can also see your frequently visited pages. You can see the pages which your customers are clicking on the most. So this is just basically your dashboard. It's very simple to sort of go through and better understand. And from here, we're going to go and click again on the site builder. So you find that when you're building the website, we use the site builder. That's where we make all the changes in terms of how we want our website to look, right? So in your site builder, one thing that I actually did forget to mention is that when you're previewing your site, you're able to see what it looks like on desktop, on tablets, and for a mobile device, right? So that you can see how the layout looks as you're designing your website. You actually can be able to create a mobile responsive website because of the different elements that you can see. So this is the mobile version of the website, and you'll see how the products are laid out. You can see how the content is coming out and how all the banners are coming out, and you can be able to then decide if there are any changes that you want to make. All right, so going back to our site builder, as you can see, I've already changed a lot of the information. I've changed the background, I've changed the catalogs, I've changed the collection, I've changed a lot of the information here just so that you can see what it sort of looks like and how a website can actually just transform within a few clicks and a couple of drags and within a couple of hours. So this product, remember, we've already added it. This is the mascara that we added, and it has the different options. So for this mascara, it had the red and the blue, and you can already see the information that is there and the quantities that you can then decide. So your options, if you click the red, it will automatically change to show you the image preview that will be used for that particular option. And if you click the blue again, the same will appear. So this is how then your options will appear when your customers are sort of shopping and going through your website. So this is how your website functions, and this is how your website looks like. So we've come to the end of our tutorial. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and you found it super helpful and super useful for someone who just really wants to start using Zoho Commerce and they're looking for a great alternative to Shopify or any other e-commerce platform. And to be honest, I really just enjoyed making this website with you. You know how I love creating things from scratch. If you are interested in designing a website like this, then you can definitely get started and just sign up using the link that I've put for you in the description box, and you can get your 30-day free trial and you can start designing your own e-commerce website using Zoho Commerce. Please share your feedback in the comment section. I'd like to know what you thought about this video, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, like the video, give it a big fat thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so that you don't miss out on any other new content. And I guess that's it. I'll see you on the next one, and take later. Bye.